All right, thank you so much for joining me, guys. Just back from Deco Summit in the studio right now, and let's just say Deco Summit was amazing. This is going to be a video where I try to explain to you what Deco Summit was, what it is, the benefits of going to Deco Summit as opposed to other trade shows, and how you feel after you come from Deco Summit and what you get out of Deco Summit, right? So this is my trying to encompass all of that together. So let's just say, let me preface this by saying this is not me saying don't go to the other summits, don't go to the other expos and stuff like that. I believe you should absolutely go to all of them, right? I'm not able to go to all of them, but I believe that you should go to as many as you can as an influencer, garment decorator, somebody who's interested in the field. You should absolutely attend all of them. Why? Because you get motivated and you get inspired and you get to see what's in the industry out of all the summits, right? Deco Summit. What's different about Deco Summit? So, all right. So what is Deco Summit? Deco Summit is Ricoma's annual event that they have to display all of their embroidery machines and all of the latest, greatest technology that Ricoma has available to you. But not only is it that, but you get to have hands-on training with all of the equipment, so that way, kind of like what I do on YouTube, except you're in front of the equipment and you get to touch the equipment, you get to see the equipment, and you get to ask a whole bunch of questions. And also, there are a bunch of people in the industry with different levels of success, and some very, very successful people in the industry that are ready and willing to give you so much advice. I mean, you guys, and I appreciate it. You guys say that, you know, I know a lot about these machines, and I do, but there are people that have so much knowledge about these machines. And I'm not talking about just the Ricoma technicians and the Ricoma staff. Shouts out to you technicians. You technicians are genius. There are also people that, just like you and me, regular consumers, that know a wealth of information about the machine because they live with it. And they work on these machines every day to produce an income for themselves. There's one guy that I did not get a chance to interview. Oh gosh, I regret it. But I got his contact, and he agreed to do a Zoom call with me. So I'll record the Zoom call and I'll pick his brain and get some questions and stuff like that I think that you guys would be interested in knowing. If you have any insight below, if you have any questions that you want answered from him, just to give you guys a background of who he is. He's a guy who started in 1 year, he bought his embroidery machine, and in 1 year was able to scale up to 24 heads total, right? So he's got, like, I don't know, 6 heads, 8 heads. He's got a bunch of heads and embroidery machines, and he was able to accomplish all that in 1 year. And at a pace that made sense, right? So meaning the business was paying for all of it, right? So it made sense. And this guy, now he goes around and he trains people on the equipment. And this guy is like such a motivating individual. There's also another gentleman that was there. I got a chance to interview him. I'm gonna air his interview. I'm gonna upload his interview, but maybe tomorrow or within a couple of days. But you guys should also check his interview out. Very, very spiritual and motivating individual. Also ramping up his business. He has a partner that he went into the embroidery business with, and they are killing the game. And between those two, there was a whole bunch of other people that really, really inspired me. Dropped my phone. They really, really inspired me. But those two individuals specifically gave me the fuel that I needed to come home and now hit this thing full force. Everything, content creating, but more so using my machines and getting them to make even more money than I already have. It's like one of those things where you know what you want to do, you know how to do it, but you're not executing, right? And these guys are 100% executing because they don't have large audiences. The one guy with 24 heads doesn't even do any advertising at all. And he's just able to get $100,000 contracts and able to be really, really efficient at pumping out a lot of stuff. So much so that he says he guarantees that nobody in the industry in the United States, I think, is going to have a faster turnaround than him. Both of these individuals work with celebrities, get their stuff embroidered and stuff like that. And there are people in the industry that did varsity jackets and stuff like that. And these two individuals, it was a husband and wife, they were ready and willing to give all the information about all their business practices, all their secrets and stuff like that, just give it to you. So that's kind of what you get from Deco Summit, as well as the hands-on training from Ricoma staff. And you get to ask all the questions that you're wondering, all the problems that you might be having. You get to have all the solutions. And if the person that you're asking doesn't have a solution to that specific problem, better believe he'll tell you, one moment, let me go get somebody else that's more qualified to answer that question for you. And you get all your questions answered there. So it's like you pay this fee to go to the summit, and you're getting exactly what you paid for and then some. It's just up to you to ask the right questions, or to, before you get there, write the questions down that you want answered so you can get the most out of your experience. And even if you don't write down any questions or ask any questions, you're going to get so much training. I got so much stuff done. Like I wanted to know how the technicians were running their machines so smooth. I mean, my machine runs smooth, right? My machine runs smooth, but they had their machines whistling, embroidering hats, no flagging, no nothing, whistling. So they showed me one technique with which I knew before. I was shown that technique before, but sometimes when it's your first time seeing something, you're more so trying to, like, especially as a content creator, you're more so trying to capture the moment and capture what it is, as opposed to ingest the information that you're getting. So this time I asked it, and I saw it on several occasions where I got a chance to tape it on one instance, and then I got a chance to ingest it the first time. All right, so I asked the guy, he showed it to me, and I really took time to look and understand what he was doing, and then I recorded it again when somebody else showed me. So you get, and this is really important, I'm going to do a video on flagging on hats so that you guys, whenever, see, with hats, right, the problem with hats is hats are curved like this, so the embroidery arm, when it goes into the machine, it's flat. That's why you have no problems doing flats. But when it comes to hats, everybody has difficulty, because when the hat curves like this, it's not laying flat on the part that it's supposed to be embroidered. So it like kind of bounces in this area, and you get that when it's going in and out. You get that noise, and what that's doing is it's causing the needle to go back and forth before it goes into the hole. And when it moves over to the right or to the left or up or down a little bit too much, it hits the plate and the needle breaks. So a lot of people think that's because of the machine. No, that's because you have to do a certain thing to your embroidery foot, like bring it down a little bit, and I'll do a video on that coming up soon so that you won't have the flagging issue, guys. And I believe, like, if we can learn how to, like, really effectively do hats, then that is just going to take us to the next level, Dub Nation, for real. So what else? Another thing that makes Deco Summit different from most summits, right? So let me compare it to Impressions. Impressions is free, right? Free to the public. You just go and, like, you talk to the manufacturers, and they're answering questions, and you get to see people, right? So Deco Summit is kind of like an Impressions, but it's geared more so to not only advertise, promote, and sell the equipment that Ricoma has, but it also is geared to specifically honing in the fine details for you guys to feel comfortable with the machine after you make your purchase. So you get to ask. Henry's there talking to people. The CEO of Ricoma is there talking to people. The sales managers, the sales team, the technicians, the crew that's behind marketing. All of them are there to answer all questions related to anything that you guys have questions to. And it's like at the expo, right? At like Impressions or something like that, or the GPX Expo, you get that stuff, but you don't get it in as detail. And the detail is what we're looking for, right? You get to ask questions, but they're not going to go into detail to show you the fine intricacies, because it's not that type of environment or situation. Also, plenty of raffles and stuff like that, and I got a chance to meet you guys. I got a chance to meet you guys, and I got a chance to really talk to people, like people that watch the channel. I got a chance to really talk and connect with them. I was taking pictures with people, interviewing people, giving people advice. People were asking me questions. I was asking people questions. So it's like we got to learn from each other. There was like a VIP dinner where Henry spoke, and we got to mix and mingle after we left the area of the event that it was at. It was in another part of the hotel where he had like the cocktail hour or whatever, but it went on for hours. It was really, really nice. They had nice hors d'oeuvres and food and stuff like that. You know, all types of cheesesteak rolls and calamari and drinks, open bar. It was really, really nice. The venue was great. It looked really nice. They had the way the machines were set up were really nice. VIP training on the MT, training on the EM1010, training on the SWF, training on the TC, training on a white toner, training on a white toner software, training on the DTG, the Ricoma RI1000, training on digitizing, training on how to use Chroma, training on how to use the 8-in-1, training on how to use the robot frame, training on every single thing, training on marketing, training on promotion, training on how to balance your 9 to 5 with your side hustle, training on how to turn your side hustle, training on how to leave your job, which I did, to make embroidery and garment decorating a full-time thing like I did. And I did that training also. Panels with a bunch of people in the industry, not only influencers like myself was on the panel, and shout out to Katrina Graceful Creations, but also had some people that's just in the industry that works a regular job on that same panel right next to me. Shout out to Nodex. My name escapes me. I want to say Ahmed, but shout out to you, man. You were there, interviewed. You guys saw that interview. I uploaded it day before yesterday. I uploaded that interview. So shout out to him. Shout out to Henry. Shout out to Brianna. Shout out to Stephanie. Shout out to everybody that was there that made the event such a memorable event. I really, really had a great time. And last year I went to Deco Summit also. Last year was great, don't get me wrong, but this year it seems like this is the third Deco Summit that they've had, and this year seems like they're really, really starting to get it more and more together and starting to hone in on exactly what exactly it is and what exactly it wants to do. And I feel like it was like really, really impactful, and it was really powerful. And for the money that you pay, you get more than what you pay for it as far as value is concerned, because you really got a chance to touch and use the machines repetitively so that you're confident. They went over 3D puff and how to do that. They went over how to embroider on the back. I did a class on mixed media where I showed you how to use a white toner printer and how to embroider on it. The technicians were showing you how to dial in the machines. They had a guy that went over how to thread the sewing machines that Ricoma sells. They had their vinyl cutter there, and I did not know that their vinyl cutter was so robust. It's like a thick metal frame. Deco Summit was really, really dope. Everybody was nice. The people there were nice. The Ricoma staff was nice. Like I said, different classes in different areas, but it's all in the same kind of vicinity. The hotel was pretty okay. The venue, they set it up nicely, how they had the different rooms coordinated down the hallway, along with the big main floor with all the equipment in it. And they had large rooms with large bunches of different equipments. Like they had in one room they had a whole bunch of MTs and a whole bunch of TCs. And then in the other room, they had a whole bunch of EM1010s and a whole bunch of, then they had the multi-head training in case you had a 4-head. Then they had the 6-head. They had so much going on. They had the white toner room right there with the white toner printer. Then they had a DTG room with DTG printers. Then they had a guy going how to pre-treat polyester, how to pre-treat regular. The RTP people were there promoting their stuff. Caesar representative was there. Madeira representative was there. Guys, they had everything there. Everything was there. All right. And like I said, you got to talk to everybody, take pictures with everybody, pick everybody's brain. It was just, Deco Summit was amazing, and I'm energized, I'm pumped, and I'm ready to get to work, guys. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this kind of like encompassed what Deco Summit was about. That's the goal of the video and what I wanted to show you, what I wanted to tell you. I don't think I really got everything in there that I wanted to, but you know, I hope the footage that I played throughout this video kind of like helped you see everything that was going on. Shout out to Craftable Things was there. She did a great presentation. The presentations and the teachings and the community and being hands-on with all the machines, everything was just beautiful, and it worked out so awesome. Shout out to Henry Ma for putting that together, man, and shout out to Ricoma for flying me down there. I had a really good time talking to everybody and exchanging information with everybody. So if you missed it, there's always next year. But like I said, absolutely recommend going to all the expos that you can, because it's always worth investing the time and money into yourself, because what you learn is priceless. What you learn is going to make you far more money than, you know, anything else, right? Any piece of equipment. You can have the equipment, but if you don't know how to work it properly, if you don't know how to market properly, if you don't know who to market to properly, none of that really matters. It's almost like you should learn all these skills and go to all these expos and all these trainings before you get your first piece of equipment, because you'll have what it really takes to run the whole entire business in a whole, right? And it's important. That's like one of the most important parts. And that's why I'm having kind of like epiphany, because I'm connecting with all these people and they're telling me, hey, you got this part, but why aren't you doing this part? And then they're like, yo, I wish I had what you had, but I have this, you know what I mean? So it's like, put it all together and boom, you got a successful business, right? But hey, I've achieved my level of success and they've achieved their level of success. Put it all together and boom, it's crazy. So thank you so much for watching, guys. That's all I got for you today. I might go live later on, so stay tuned for that. It's your boy, Alan Wade. Deco Summit was amazing. I wish you were there. Talk to you guys on the next video. Peace.
Turn up that, crank it up. Why listen to the rest when you're rocking with the best, baby?